Welcome to my second channel, Lazy Posy. This is a short video of my PC build that turned out to be a little bit longer than expected, because that was the only part that went smooth. I should probably read the manual. Oh dear, oh dear. Fail! I have added a me is idiot counter, because I do so many stupid things. And I will also show all the fiddling that's usually skipped for the true PC build experience. I was working on a new project, of course 4K 60 frames per second, and again the playback on some effect shots was a slideshow. The video card was fine, it was the processor that was struggling. After 8 years it could finally be considered slow. Even though the single core performance had only halved, it had to happen sometime. This is the case, much shorter than I realized. The metal panels have no acoustic dampening. I wouldn't advise this case if you still use hard disk drives. However, since this very expensive subwoofer is just as musical, I guess it's alright. So they have these two enormous fans at the front, but the rear fan is 120 millimeters. And then if you take a look at this one, the rear fan of this one is actually 140. Generally, I think computer designs are hopelessly outdated. So here's a completely transparent mesh on the whole top. And the direction that the warm air will probably go is this edge. So it's kind of trapped here and then it goes out here and a little bit out there. Doesn't make any sense. If you use a lot of software and plugins like me, migrating to a new system can be quite the nightmare. I hoped I could manage to run the system on a clone of the old system drive. Let's begin the build. You see, the smoothness of the build already ends here. I chose an efficient 1000 watt power supply to be future-proof. It's even heavier than the motherboard. Ah, nice. Smells really weird. I guess this is supposed to go in here, so let's do that. Right. I should probably read the manual. Yes, that was the first me being an idiot moment. Of course, you can also open the case on the other side. There's also space for drive bays, but no optical drive, unfortunately. Yes, new cases have no place for an optical drive, so why would you even get a new case, actually? All the pieces of wood that look like plastic because it's completely black are screwed in place. So if I'm really bored, I could make my own wooden panel. Of course not. But of course I'm doing it all wrong. I should first do the motherboard, of course. Here's the kind of overkill. Apparently everything needs to be cooled now. So this is a cooling piece of metal and these are the cooling pads. Violent. There's our C drive, the size of a thumb. I wonder why they printed these QR code like thingies on the packaging. So they specifically had a printer just to print that on there. There's nothing else on it. Interesting. Here's the manual or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 M.2 slots. What the hell is this, man? My god. Another heavy piece of metal to cool the C drive. Well, alright. I'm not sure what this is all about. I can move this back for whatever reason. Of Of course I need to remove this, another cooling pad at the bottom. And how do I remove that cooling pad then, if the thing is on top of it? Just a moment. Oh, I can move it further. Should I always remove it or keep it on if it's unused? I have no idea. The manual doesn't seem to mention the thermal pads at all, but on the Linus Tech Tips forum I found this topic, and it seems to indicate that if you don't use it, leave the thermal pad film on. So I'm leaving that one on because I don't use it. Now I put in the thingy with my shaky hands. Or at least I'm trying to. That looks already a bit better. There we go. Is it locked now? Not very convincing. What a block. Is it really necessary? Okay. Here goes another 8 terabytes. Oh, this is in plastic now. Oh. I guess the graphics card will be here, judging by how close that is. So I'm going to install that one here. Shakety shakety. And close it. Onto the RAM memory. 64 gigabytes. Apparently it's always faster to have only 2 slots occupied. So this is what I have here, 2 times 32. And it should be placed in A2 first and B2 first. Like this or like this. I'm actually really curious if I can place it both sides. It seems like it. Oh no, there's a small difference in the distance of the center. Right. Wrong. B2, dickhead. There we are. Well, I guess it's time now for the very creatively packed processor. Yes, I chose Intel again. Apparently it's more efficient at idle. I have to show you that again. I can really appreciate how they packed this. This can very easily drop on the floor. That's the only downside of this packaging. That's it. So I took another look at how Mr. Matt Lee did it, and first thing I noticed, he didn't install the RAM yet. Here it is. I see some dirty contacts, but I suppose that's all perfectly normal. Over here are dirty contacts. Now there are 2 indents, and they are on that side, I think. Yeah. And that's it. The CPU is in. And apparently if I do this now, then the wooden plastic thingy pops off. That was a bit disappointing. How did he do that? Well, either the CPU is destroyed now or it's working. Next, the processor cooler. Apparently I wasn't shooting, so let's do the peel again, shall we? It was also out of focus. Surprisingly small, but apparently only Noctua is slightly more efficient. And this one, I love the optical effect is amazing. Look at that, look at my fingers. That's some special effect lens right there. Crazy. Just keep my hand in focus, dickhead. Well, looking for special effects, buy a CPU cooler. Their manual comes in the form of a QR code. I forgot, you need to install a special thingy. And I wonder what material this is. Seems plastic, but it must be able to withstand quite high temperatures. Right, so I removed the RAM again. I also did that wrong. And I'm sitting now because this is delicate work. Oh, wrong. Actually, let's just use the delivered thingy. And just like that, you can just remove the whole CPU holder. And in comes this. Scary. And apparently I reuse these now. It's not working so far. Maybe this one will grab. It can move around, that worries me. Also, am I doing this right? I guess so. No, I was doing it wrong. There's an incredibly ridiculously klein arrow. There's an incredibly ridiculously small arrow thingy on the CPU there, and there's also an arrow thingy on here. So I should place it like this. Not that that makes any difference. Oh, and I should use the included screws. So not these. The manual said I should use these. But I think I was still on the AMD page then. It's not perfectly centered, it's a bit weird. It worries me, I want it perfectly centered. But I guess that's not, you shouldn't do that or something. Oh, there's another arrow thingy on the metal. It's a bit clearer. Well, there's nothing I can change about that, so I guess it's supposed to be like that. Yeah, that's what it looks like if you. It looks like if you only do this one time every 8 years. And also, I still cannot speak English. And how tight should I tighten this? Not extremely tight. Not violently tight. Okay, you get the dot. Before I continue, I already removed this. The online manual says I should make a cross with the cool paste or whatever it's called again. So that's what I'm going to do. And I need to somehow remove this also. Oh, now it suddenly works. Yeah, this is the best shot you'll get. Because the goal is to not screw up because I'm filming. I have no idea how much to use. But based on what I saw on other videos, I guess, Jesus, I'm shaking like an old man. Something like that. Oh God. Oh God, disaster struck. Oh dear. Oh dear. Am I supposed to use everything? No, I think this might be already too much. This has gone completely wrong. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I remember the previous time I did one vertical thing. It went a little better than this. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, now I can still laugh. Right, let's put the thingy back on. And let's place this. Oh, is there a certain order I have to do this? I guess with the text up. Right. Yeah, sorry you don't see it. Oh, you do see it. I should be looking at the camera. It doesn't help with not shaking. Oh dear, the thing is floating like a ship on green soap. The screw doesn't go in. Right. It's kind of on now. Here, I even took the time to improve the shot. How about that? Now I forgot where I was, which side. Also don't remember how tight I have to screw this. Maybe this is too much already, so let's stop there. Yeah, there's no information about the tightness of the screws, but you shouldn't tighten them fully. So now they're tightened to about where the spring ends, and I think that's right. Now the whole thing is bolted on at an angle. I didn't even know that was possible. Disaster, disaster. Right, so I loosened it and corrected the position now. It really looks like this is wrong. This part is floating there. It's really weird. So I guess you have to check if these two parts are straight. A bit of an awkward construction. I did quite thorough research, and there's only one CPU cooler at the moment that's marginally better, and that's the Noctua. So yeah, I chose this one. I'm supposed to be able to plop this on here. Let's check the manual again. I accidentally did this right. This is the exhaust side. It's different from this side. I spent about 20 minutes trying to find the CPU fan connectors, and the reason is that they're hidden behind this piece of plastic. There we are. There are the CPU fan connectors. Let's try to plop on the fans. I'm doing that wrong, of course, again. I guess this one should go here. Maybe not. Oh, I'm so afraid to move the cooler. I'm so afraid I destroy something. The CPU to be exact. There we are, that's one. Annoying. Here we go again, changing my position for the camera. Is it in now? It didn't click. Let's do the second one. And let's see if this will be a disaster or not. It's the wrong way around. It doesn't plop in. Oh. There we go. Oh. Rightio. Wrong again. Stupid. Come on, man. Should be here. Right. I spent the first half of the day doubting if I should. I spent the first half of the day doubting if. I spent the first voiceover. I spent the first half day doubting if. Well, I have no idea what I wanted to say. Oh, I do remember. I doubted about the CPU cooler and the computer case. Here's the box with accessories for the thingy. Time for some extra light. And here goes a fancy motherboard into the case. Accidentally, I'm holding it exactly in the right way. Or am I? Yeah. There it is. Oh, I forgot to do something, of course. It actually kind of snaps into place. Alright. You may be wondering, don't you need a video card? And you are correct. Over here is my box of redundant computer components. Well, and lots of empty boxes as well. But this one isn't empty. And I'm going to use this one to see if everything works. So I can leave my current computer completely intact and working. Because I won't be buying a new video card just yet. I remember thinking about selling it, but it had already lost its value. And now it comes in handy. Does it go in like this? There's another advantage of using this, I'll say later. I guess we plop it in here. Crack, crack. I hear crack, crack. What does it mean? What is that? I think I need to remove a third one actually. No, what's going on or what's not going on maybe? More force? Is it in? No. Huh? I can't get it out now. Just a moment. Nah. What the heck? Well, I have no idea how to do this. And I also have no idea how I'm ever going to remove it again, but here we go. Should I install it here instead? Maybe that's logical. But then there's more space underneath for air to flow. Yeah, I think this is a better place. You know what that means, you idiot? Then you have to remove this, of course. So there's also an RME PCI sound card. I'm still not sure where I should place it. But this is of course not the final, this is just a temporary card. So in that sense it shouldn't matter. Ah, now it flops in. I'm never going to get that out. How am I supposed to get this out again? Even that doesn't work. Ah. I did not forget to screw in the motherboard, because that's what I'm going to do now. Yes, yes. They say don't use a magnetic screwdriver, but I don't really have an alternative for this particular location. Right. Time to figure out what cables I need. Not all of them, of course. Please click. I think it's in, but it didn't click. Very unsatisfying. I can't get the small one with the 4 connectors in. I think I have to place that first. This has to plop in like that. And then you can put it in. Doesn't make all too much sense. Right. Sorry, that was of course completely wrong again. Of course it has to go on this side. Idiot! It's quite charming that they include 2 hard disk bays, but there's no acoustical dampening whatsoever, so I wouldn't advise using that. Something I also should have done a couple of centuries earlier is test if the panel actually fits on. It's a very tight fit by the looks of it. I'm assuming I have the wrong side now. No, I have the right side and it does fit. Can you see anything? It's not as easy as they make it look. It's quite cumbersome. I can't see, the camera is in the way. It's the tiny things. I should have installed this one first. Now I can't get to it. I guess it's the wrong order again or something. I can't get it in. Oh, no. It does fit. This is the power for the video card. I will need to change that cable or add a second cable once I change the video card. I wouldn't know how I would do this. This seems much more logical. Already regret it. All these cables need to be connected to the motherboard, but why did they tighten it here then? Just matching the connectors here. Fiddly. This one was not connected because it's out now again. This reminds me a bit of the old hi-fi systems. They make the text grey instead of white. That certainly doesn't improve readability. There's the audio connector. Some compare building a computer with building Lego. I tend to disagree. It's much more fiddly. There is a fan header. They have the fan connectors here and a hard disk SATA connector that you're supposed to connect to something which apparently powers the fans. Odd. This power supply too only has these annoying multi-connector cables. After some comparing, I chose a cable. I don't even know if it's working yet. Right, it seems to be sitting flush now. Just one loose tie wrap for this cable. 2 cables actually. They say it's more convenient to screw this thing on and then place it. I cannot get these screws in. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, I tend to severely disagree with their logic. Because normally you place the power supply like this. But now I have to somehow connect the connectors here after sliding it in. Or before sliding it in, but it's not long enough for that. It's a horrible idea. Or am I doing it wrong again? This totally doesn't work. Now I hear you tell, well, you should have connected it first. Well, I didn't know what cables I needed yet, so I disagree. It's a stupid system. You should just insert the power supply here. Well, the only way to do it was destroy my cable management. But well, if I want to add another cable, I have to do all this again. Right. Theoretically, this is the last step before powering on. Wow, this is a horrible idea. Whoever came with that didn't think it through. Why is it not going in? Oh, there was a bump. Yeah, and now I have to add these screws again. So that's literally double the work. Plus I can totally not access the backside of the power supply now. And the last cable before first tryout. Another advantage of using the old video card is that it still has a DVI connection, so I can use my old monitor to test the system. The 20-year or so old monitor is still working, so that's good news. Keyboard connected, mouse connected. Here goes one switch. We have a light. A light confirmed. And then now the main switch. Yeah. Fans seem to be blowing at full speed. CPU fan blowing, confirmed. Other CPU fan blowing, confirmed. 2 case fans blowing, confirmed. All we need now is something on the monitor. That doesn't seem to happen. Ah, there we are. AMI. I thought I had an Asus, not an AMI. Pressing F5. Pressing F5 longer. Pressing caps lock to see if it works, yes. Well, then I press F1. For now the temperature is at a solid 34 degrees. I guess for idle that's good. I'm now trying to get this thing quieter, because it still makes quite a lot of noise, but I cannot click apply when I change this. You can really hear these fans, so I'm now hoping I can get them quieter by applying a manual curve. Yes, that's better. These fans move so ridiculously much air. This is already enough. I feel the air moving a lot. So I haven't installed anything and I'm fiddling with the fan speed, but that's the most important thing. If we take a close listen, slight clicking sound. That was predictable. I just placed the wrong side panel on the wrong side. I can't get it off. I did the cable management again. So yeah, that's from the case fans from the radiator. And let's see what happens if I connect that SSD. Well, that's probably not right. What the hell? What the hell is this? Nah. Yeah. That was fast. I didn't even touch it. I didn't do anything different. Piece of junk. What the hell? Fail. Well, it's just another sign of how ridiculously outdated and old-fashioned current ATX computer systems are. The GPU cable is now touching the fan. Why the hell is the power cable on this side to begin with? Why does it need a power cable at all? Why isn't it just directly powered? Right, I redid the cable management, but there's not much I can do about this. But this is a temporary card anyway. It will be worse after that. I didn't want to put too much strain on the cable, but there's no alternative. Right, here we go again. I forgot to press some F key. I should get some kind of boot menu. Oh, it was too fast, I couldn't read it. Motherfricker. F4. I guess it doesn't recognize the disk. What is this? So far, no success. I've now connected the drive to the back port. Maybe the USB connection isn't working. The system can't find any bootable devices. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? Now what? Now I'll try Windows Backup. I managed to make it a normal disk again. It never took this long, not even on a hard disk. Oh really? Oh really? Oh really? Takes that long again. And I've kind of decided now that I will do a clean install. And another reason is that it's Windows 10 and there's this weird thing with WMI provider hosts that keeps peaking one of the CPU cores. That's been going on for more than a year at least, I think. It's like a mild version of that Windows Update bug that would max out CPUs all over the world, causing people to buy new laptops because they were so noisy. I believe that was Windows 7. Sorry, that's off topic. Here I'm writing a Windows 11 installer on a USB stick. And to be on the safe side, I place it directly in the motherboard. Uh-huh. Really? Even Windows 11 has the Windows Vista look? You have to be joking me. Installing Windows 11 from a 15-year-old USB drive. I will be installing an English language version of Windows. That's the plan. I wonder if it will detect drives now. It has to. Oh, I think I forgot something. Oh, that's convenient. Right, jokes aside, here we are. It sees the discs, but I'm stopped filming because I have to concentrate on not clicking the wrong thing. Yes, so I'm going to install Windows 10 Pro and keep nothing. Alright, let's install. Oh, that looks terribly much like a blue screen of death. What a terrible idea. Oh dear, oh dear. Who comes up with that? Oh, I missed the end. Looks like it just restarted. Just a moment. Ah, that's different. Smooth. I'm not going to use Wi-Fi, of course. So let's temporarily extend this cable as soon as I got it uncluttered. Let's get connected to a network. Install driver. Oh. One driver download, copy and connect disk later. Right. It doesn't oh god. Don't believe it. Well, how am I supposed to get the driver then? If it doesn't recognize the freaking disk. This is unbelievable. I didn't even know I needed to install a separate driver. That's completely new to me. Oh, it does recognize it, but I'm an idiot. I read T7 as 7 terabytes or something. Well, select folder, maybe? No network drivers found. But it says network connected. What are these conflicting messages? Okay, I guess I can click next. Jeez. Just a moment. Sorry. Oh, good things are coming my way. Well, I'm not so sure about that. Days of installing software, that's coming my way. Well, at least I can laugh about it for now. Just a moment. Oh. Oh, we do another restart. Screen goes on standby again. Yeah, so you have an extremely fast top of the line system, motherboard, everything, and then still the motherboard will probably take longer to start up than the entirety of Windows. Why is that? It's currently already almost the case. Look at these buttons. So you can select text here. No, you can't, but it has a text icon, so it looks like you cannot click here. But you can, and that's the button. What is it doing? Yes, they were right. I cannot start Windows without signing in. There's literally no skip button. Since I don't store anything in the cloud, I will not sync because there's nothing to sync. Call me schizophrenic, but they may not know my location. There's a lot of no clicking involved in the installation. No, decline. So after clicking 2 times decline, I can not click decline now. Right, next then. Oh! And there we suddenly are. And there's indeed ASUS driver hub. Maybe it was already working in the background. So, oh, I think people were complaining about this, but I say yes because I need the most recent drivers, right? Seems logical. I could be wrong, of course. Is that all? Is that what the whole rant was about? Norton, oh! I understand. The motherboard takes longer to start up than Windows. Here's the ASUS icon. Or is it already starting Windows now? And did they replace the Windows icon? Because here is Windows already. There's not even a hard drive in here and it still rattles from the fence. Can you believe it? I just knew there would be acoustical problems. I knew it. I pinpointed the problem to this fan, so I'm going to replace it with one of the fans in the old computer. The wire of the fan cannot exit this hole. That's not a screw hole, so I cannot remove it. Also, the old fans from the even older computer had different connectors. Here I'm doing a CPU stress test for the temperature measurement. It doesn't seem to exceed. There's 86 degrees. then some cores neared the maximum temperature of 105 degrees and I decided to remount the CPU cooler. Well, here goes. Disaster maybe. Yeah, I have no idea what to think about this. Is this good? It has been fully spread, so I think I did well and I should not have removed it. So apparently that's as good as it gets. I had already used everything that was in here. It was indeed a bad idea. So I tried to spread the remnants and spills on the core again, and if that worked I wouldn't have to buy new paste and all that. Oh, I remember again, this is the exhaust. Next time try to not move it around. I can't help but notice that it's not perfectly straight, but that was the previous time like that too, and I think the thing is just bent. I placed the fans differently so now that the cables aren't so close to the motherboard. And the graphics card apparently is not some kind of click mechanism, it only looks like that, so it was easy to remove. And here it goes back in. I think I have somehow improved it. Nothing has hit 100 yet, but still it's the same core again that almost hit 100 now. With an ambient temperature of 25 degrees. The time is incorrect. I'm not sure what the deal with Cinebench is, but it stopped 5 seconds before it's supposed to stop. Or is it still doing something now? I have no idea. Cheers. Right, the great moment is there. The final shutdown of the 80-year-old computer that actually still works perfectly fine. With a nice error message from explorer.exe. Let's click OK. And it's now shutting down. Now it's been shut down. The sound cards. That dust filter didn't do a very good job. Another very strange design decision. They closed this. Normally there's an opening here, but they closed it, and the result is I can't get this in. The solution was to remove one of the connector thingies and then it would fit. Next, the video card. Scary shit. Am I missing something? Do I need to press that now? No, it's always like that. Well, then it should just go out, right? Oh, it was almost out. I think. Read the fucking manual. Something is wrong. It won't go out. How do you mean, sklock? Oh dear, oh dear. Alright, indeed, there's this completely absolutely unreachable thing that I have to push. The only way I can do is this. Something like that. Right. Yeah, so I never click this one in, I guess. Oh, I forget to remove the monitor. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Idiot. You know, there's something else I need to do, of course. An extra power cable. Maybe I should do that first. How about that? Now, here's the problem I described earlier. I know I should have inserted this one immediately and not only now. But this is the most clumsy thing you could possibly do. Letting it only be reachable from here. The thing only being removable from here. I need to be able to get it out here. Here's where the cables are. Right, here it is. I got it in somehow. Absolutely ridiculous place for power. Makes no sense at all. Completely stupid.
I'm also reusing this storage device.
I forgot the cable for this one, so I have to do everything again. I don't want to loosen this. I'll never get it fastened again, but I have no choice, so here we go. Here we are. It's the wrong one, of course. The cable that I do need is behind this one. Yeah, I could of course buy a new one, but that would take yet another day. Obviously I'm not doing that. There we are. I use the same screws to place it on here. First I place it the wrong way around, and then behind this cable mess I can place it in here. I don't know a different place for this drive, so I put it there. Now I use the same cable that goes to the power button management thing. We'll see if it works. Should work. I need to remove the GPU again because the connectors are right there behind the GPU. Or maybe, very maybe, where's the cable now? Very per maybe, I can look through the fan and click it in. Yes, wow. And now we've reached the point where cablement officially becomes impossible. So, there, managed. Anyway, I don't know if it works anyway, so let's just leave it like this for now. Oh no, then it hits this fan again. There was a whole bunch of cables that went down and up again. I plopped them here now. And if I tighten that a little more, we might be able to close the case. There we go. I cleared the gap.
You can probably guess what happens when you try to do funny. Well, nothing actually in this case.
But I tried to move the case. I pulled off the front cover. Etc. First startup at the new location. I almost pressed the fan speed button. Now this blocks the upcoming air from here, but I think that's okay. Because I felt air that was coming from here, coming out here already, so that wasn't good anyway. Maybe this prevents that a little bit. I've deleted the logo thing, so now you see Windows starting up. Uh-oh. Client server.
Now I'm using Sync Back Free to copy files from one to the other disk. Now, before I went through the misery of installing dozens of programs and hundreds of plugins, I had to do one very important thing first. You can still use the install script, and the classic mouse pointer dialog is still there and still opens in the top left. But if you open the start menu and type main.cpl, you immediately get to that screen. And there I can change to Posy's cursor. Nice. Well, there we go. This is what I all did it for. Do we have smooth playback? We do not. How unfortunate. Rent time! Well, this clock sucks. Where are the folder trees? Why the hell is this the default behavior? Who in the world would prefer this? Look at this Pro menu. It has the Pro option here that if you want to see everything, you have to click this every time. Well, now there's a horrible idea. Is it even the same menu? Do I even see more? Now I have to look at everything again because it looks different. My God. Let's never turn my device to sleep, shall we? New discovery. When you click on a tab and your mouse is at the top of the screen, you do not click the tab. No, you have to actually point at the tab. So you cannot quickly do this. It doesn't work. Good thinking, Microsoft. Very efficient. What a good idea. Explorer automatically pins files in the pins section. Why would I want that? Mouse middle click. Oh. I cannot sort pinned folders. Of course, Notepad comes with bugs again. What's this? What's that line? Why is that there? While editing this, I had my first blue screen of death. I think it was doing updates in the background, by the looks of it. But that's not where this story ends. While exporting this video, the data drive had disappeared until I restarted Windows. Since it was right next to the video card, below that metal block that absorbed all the heat from the video card, I suspected it overheated. Guess what I have to do to remove the data drive? Exactly! I have to remove the GPU. Another incredible design flaw. I wasn't completely an idiot when I tried to place that cable through that hole, because the idea is that these video cables go through that hole. This is beginning to feel like a never-ending story. And will continue until something breaks, and then the second chapter begins. Oh my God. I also have to remove the sound card. There it is, right below the GPU. What a stupid design. So don't place it there, I guess. I've decided on this location. As far away as possible from all the heat. So now I need to remove this one. And perhaps I just should leave that one bare now. What could possibly go wrong?
Sorry for saying RAM memory. It's of course just RAM, random access memory. What now?
Here you see the manual confirming how it should be placed. And here's a test with the memory in the wrong place. And this is a test with the memory in the right place. Which performs worse? I did the test a few times more, and also in high performance mode the result was different every time. I have no idea what's going on there, but the conclusion is that it doesn't seem to matter one bit. But I jumped forward in time. Let's go back to linear storytelling.
I didn't plug in the power of the video card. I am an idiot.
What a nonsense. Your next computer will be an Apple. Big chance. Now what? Get in.
The sound card has vanished from the system.
So now I'm going to remove and replace this. See if that works. Oh yeah, I forgot I have to remove that bolt again. I've now moved it up a slot right below the video card. To my surprise, actually, this worked.
Since then, 2 of my patrons have pointed out that this is by design. I'm tempted to start a full-on rant about that design choice, but let's just end the video the way it was.
So what do I do now? I have 2 options. Replace the motherboard, which may or may not make a difference. No thank you. Or leave it like this, 3 options actually. Or move the video card to that slot and then move the sound card in between the video card and the processor. Which is what I doubted to do in the very beginning. But then I have to replace these cables, do the cable management again, do it in there. Blah, 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 blah.